I get a call from Shane, Daddy, when you coming home? So I say, 2 or 3 weeks time. Why? It's about one till you and me mix up on a project. So this project, a big project, country west, reggae country west.
We know that the country music and the Jamaican music is quite close. Quite close in the sense as they both tell stories.
Yeah. From a long time I always loved country music, you know, so when I got involved with this I felt a little kind of happy about it, you know.
I think this record is going to be a great record, and I think it's going to, as I said before, you know, the balance industry, I've been thinking people going out and buying record and listening to great subject matter that means a lot to them, you know.
This is actually bigger to me than everything that I've ever worked on.
All the gold in California is in a bank in the middle of Beverly Hills in somebody else's name. So if you're dreaming about California.
Country and Western music is something that I grew up listening to. You know, mommy would always be a part of the catalog. You know, you can look for country and Western music every Saturday. You know, in the morning. You know, that would be the song. These are the songs that, you know, play and get us in the work mood. You know, these are the songs that carry right through the Saturdays. You know, so yeah, man, that was.
California is in a bank in the middle of Beverly Hills in somebody else's name. So if you're dreaming about California, it don't matter at all where you played before. California's a brand new game.
You dig it?
I like it a lot, yeah. I like it. Coming off of that thing on the very end.
Really different.
Kind of cool, yeah.
Uh-huh. Reggae gone country and taking some of their favorite songs, the old country stuff, and putting their beats and their you know, their whole instrumentation around it, but still having that root of country, but playing along with what they build, and it's this crazy cool idea.
And I came up with a concept 2.5 years ago, and I went to Nashville and I pitched it to my partner John Rich of Big and Rich from country music fame. I went to Nashville, I pitched it to John Rich, and my idea is to take classic country covers that were known in Jamaica and have reggae artists cover them.
You're really here as, you know, in my opinion, the greatest living steel guitar player. That's how I describe you, Michael Johnson. How many times have you been steel guitarist of the year? Seriously, you don't like to brag. He's very humble, but seriously,
I've been nominated many times.
Many years.
I've been really blessed to be nominated.
How many records have we done together?
Wow, I don't know, John. You and I go back. Wow, the early '90s, probably, or late '90s, I guess. I mean, your first project there.
Yeah.
Right now, on section to be played in a record when they calling for nobody else. I prefer wait a year. That's okay, I wait till the heat come home. You know, and you know, we're working on our artists outside of the country, stuff like No Doubt, Simple Red, and Bob Dylan, great, Mick Jagger, Rolling Stones.
Had the opportunity to work with people like Aretha, Franklin, Four Tops, you know, Gwen, of course, and even Lauryn Hill, our big record.
Went to VP Records where I work and told Christian, the owner of VP Records, about the concept and the idea that I wanted to do, and he told me he wanted to support me on the project 100%. So VP got on board with the project, and I went to Jamaica, and Dean Frazier is who we brought on to be our lead producer in Jamaica, as I had John Rich as my lead producer in Nashville.
The birds and the bears tell Clifton flowers if a stranger should enter there.
Country music and Jamaican music is what you call roots music. You understand me? It's definitely coming from the grassroots, you know, of what's happening in Nashville and the grassroots of what's happening in Kingston or what you call it now, Our Trenchtown.
Our Trenchtown.
You understand me? Christy had come and made the suggestion, you know, and say, well, boy, Dean, I have this idea, you know, I wish you would, you know, listen to it and things. So, you know, you know, of course, we definitely had to get the best set of musicians.
Speak to me, tell me, do you love me true? Or is he holding you?
Country has always been a very close music to not just Bears, to Jamaica people, you know. I used to love Martha Robbins, a cowboy thing, you know. Bad boy Martha Robbins. Miss Christy Barber is always, she's always playing that kind of a role in VP. She's a lady, goes around and comes around again and have some beautiful ideas, you know.
I grew up listening to a lot of country, western music, and my partner Robbie, he's a maniac for country music. Love it. And you know, there's a similarity, I think, between reggae and country. It's easy to take a country song and turn it into reggae.
About California, it don't matter.
I was interested because, you know, country and western, reggae gone country and western, that's interesting.
Every time I turn the radio on Sunday, time to leave me loose.
Yeah.
Every Sunday, you know, it's like country and western, so it becomes a part of Jamaica's heritage. Is that a lot of people get to be blessed with the father and son team on one record.
If you don't mind me saying, I can see you are a face for a taste of your whiskey. I give you some advice. So I handle it in my body.
Finished the record down here, took it to John Rich in Nashville, and we did a joint venture with his label, Warner Brothers Nashville. So they're actually going to be putting the record out with VP Records as well.
And step with now the electric. Now it's almost hard to tell when you stop and when he picks it up, which is great.
Living on the spotlight. Living on the spotlight. Can kill a man outright. Does everything that glitters.
And then Larry Gatlin's coming in.
And Larry Gatlin
to sing on it too. So.
Oh, that's amazing. It's going to be an amazing project.
All the gold in California is in a bank in the middle of Beverly Hills, and somebody else's name.
It's a hell of a tribute to country music. What you're doing, the recording you made this album. I think millions of country music fans like myself that didn't realize you guys are huge country music fans down there. And by the way, we love your music as well.
We
you love it.
You know, I just grew to appreciate music of all genres.
Yeah.
You know, and country music is something that, you know, I grew up listening to. Mommy love it, so
right.
You know, anything mommy love, always a playing.
Of course, yeah.
Romain Virgo and Larry Gatlin. He did the classic California song from the Gatlin brothers. Larry Gatlin loved the track and wanted to do the combination with Romain, and that was probably out of the 19 years and the different projects I've done that I love, from my Dancehall Queens and all the artist albums that I A&R'd in my Deaf Jamaica project, which at the time has been my favorite project. This is actually bigger to me than everything that I've ever worked on. So when we were in Nashville, to see the great musicians that were there and working with John and of course Charlie Panaccio.
That's all it takes.
So let's go play. Have you ever played on a reggae record?
No, this will be a first time for me. I'm sure looking forward to it. It'll be what a cool idea to mash the two together, the reggae and country, because they both are heartfelt genres, and it should be wonderful. It should be a wonderful thing to happen, especially with a great singer like you.
Larry Gatlin had told Romain that night that he thought he sang the song better than he did, and you know it was amazing to have like somebody of his generation and somebody like Romain Virgo, who's new in our genre, just 21 years old a few months ago. It was just, it couldn't have come together nicer. And I was, it was exciting. We went in, Larry Gatlin laid down his vocals, and then we just went down Broadway, took over Legends, and they recorded it live on stage, and it was just an amazing night.
I've never seen nothing like this happen in my history. I don't even want to say years in the business.
About California.
We're done with the record. We're gonna get ready to roll everything out, and just hoping that we can get everybody behind it.
No. Mikey J. Let's listen to the outro now. Okay. Make sure we like it, and then we'll go color up some other spots, and it's great.